And, I think about like Jim Woodford, this commercial airline pilot who, when he died, he had been an agnostic his whole life. Very wealthy man. He was several multi-million-dollar businesses. Never prayed a day in his life, but his wife was a believer and was praying for him and for his salvation. And he told me, he said, John, you know when you're dying. You know.
Yeah.
And he knew. He had an opioid overdose. He had Guillain-Barré and ended up addicted and accidental in his truck looking at the sunset. And as he was dying, he had this thought, you've never thanked God for the life you thought was your own making.
Wow. Wow.
And he looks back now and says he thinks that was the Lord going, one last time, buddy.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And he cried out, God, forgive me, as his head hit the steering wheel.
Wow.
Which he's a jokester, so I like to joke with him. Jim, I think you beat the thief on the cross for last minute,
Yeah,
buddy.
really?
I was like,
Wow.
how much more are you going to
Boom.
push it? But he first has a hellish vision of actually a creature who knew his name calling to him. And again, he cries out to God for help. And these three angels come and rescue him. And interestingly, in near-death experiences, when it is last-minute kind of foxhole conversion, I find God lets them see where they were going before rescuing them and show them where their eternity is going to be. So that happens to Jim, and he's there with these three magnificent angels.
Yeah.
And one was his guardian, one was a scribe angel, and one was a warrior. And people consistently describe those three categories. And what's fascinating too, because I'll be honest, like I had no interest in angels or demons. I didn't. It's just kind of like, we're not supposed to pray to them, just like you said. So I'm sure they're there, but who cares? Not who cares, but kind of. But how many near-death experiencers talked about them consistently the same?
Always in threes?
One was 10 feet, one another 12 and 15 feet. And I was always like, what? That's bizarre. But they kept saying, same kind of estimation of height too.
Interesting.
I know.